So Aliyah Boston is one of the best players for the Indiana Fever. Like, we all know that. I know that. You know that. A random person on the street knows that. But we got to talk about Aliyah Boston coming into next season. And the fact is that if she ends up starting the season how she finished last season, it's gonna be a really, really, really tough one. For other teams to deal with Caitlin Clark, Aliyah, and touch wood, Kelsey Mitchell. Hopefully, Kelsey Mitchell. You have got a really, really good trio right there, and who are more used to playing with each other. And a good thing is we're seeing Aliyah Boston out here working out with the Indiana Fever trainers, working on footwork. And a lot of people are like, oh, like, where's the 3-point shooting? In fairness, I have seen Aliyah Boston shooting quite a few threes. In warm-ups, I've seen Aliyah Boston in a lot of workouts shooting the threes. This obviously wasn't a 3-point specific workout. And she is working on things she's going to be doing in game. And I would rather I don't mind seeing somebody expand their range. But you kind of, you do realistically want the players to kind of work on all aspects of basketball. Which is obviously a really, really big one. And that's where it's like, I really dislike the trainers that Angel Reese has, because she's there like shooting almost clumsily shot sidestep long twos, and I'm like, it's too much too quick. Like, it's been 2 months. Like, you don't learn how to drive a Formula One car before you learn how to drive. And I don't know. I think Angel Reese is going to be fine next year. But it's just, I'm really just iffy about her trainer, to be honest. But I do like the off-season workout here from Aliyah Boston. The footwork, like her mid-range shooting, looks pretty good. I like the fact, again, she's coming up against defenders, getting some nice step-throughs. Again, it's a little bit of everything. It's not the full workout like a Caitlin Clark. And I don't really like, a lot of people are like pointing to this move. Like, I don't see how this move works, by the way. Like, I don't think there's enough of a bump there. Like, you bump the player back. I really don't like this move specifically here, because, like, if she could kind of work a little bit, maybe getting to the other side of the rim and finishing with the left, but I don't mind. Like, this won't work on an Ezi Magbagor. And that's the one big problem with Aliyah Boston's game, is that she cannot score on the inside on an Ezi Magbagor, on an Angel Reese, not on an Angel Reese, Jesus, on an Angel Wilson, she's actually done a decent job on Brittany Griner, because she pulled Brittany Griner out to the perimeter, but interior, like, she got eaten alive on the inside by Ezi Magbagor last year, all 4 times. And I just don't see how a move like that would work. But I do like the pick and pops. I like the pick and pops to mid. I like the face-up game, because that's where I think Aliyah Boston, I like moves like that. That's where I think she has her advantage, is that she's got that footwork, and while she's not the quickest, she has that ability to pop. She got a good mid-range shot. Like, I don't mind her playing a bit further away from the basket, which I like. Like, even with her back to the basket, because she is good at hitting cutters, I like the fact that she's pulling away a little bit. And again, look, she's hitting some mid-range shots, so, like, it is what it is. But I do like the fact that we're seeing a bit more of Aliyah Boston kind of from mid, because I thought she was a lot better face-up. By the end of the season, she was one of the best face-up bigs in the entire WNBA last season. But, yeah, so we have, like, looking at the comments, Aliyah Boston had to work fever pushing for the championship, but won't go down in free agency. Don't think it's going to happen. I think New York are just going to be too good next year. I consider shooting with both hands high in the air and use the wrist. It's not 1960. Like what? That's the new player development coach. He's traveling to these training sessions, keep consistent. They credit him for Dejanay's improvement the last year and got her most improved. Obviously, mostly the player. And I think the biggest thing is like, you've got a player development coach that's already going out there and working with players. And you've got Aliyah Boston, who, look, Aliyah Boston did not show up in game shape last year. And I'm not going to say she, like, a lot of people were saying, oh, Aliyah Boston needs to lose weight. And I'm like, she doesn't. I literally was watching. I'm like, no, she doesn't. She's just, there is a level of game sharpness that you only really get from playing. You don't really get from working out. And it was her first real off season in the WNBA. Like Aliyah Boston, like you can work out for 8 months and still not be in game shape. It's just how you do it. Even kind of the intensity and what specifically you're doing. But I was like, literally, was like, that's not a mistake, Aliyah Boston. Like, Aliyah Boston's not going to show up this season out of game sharpness. And I think it was her sharpness as much as anything. Like, I don't think Aliyah Boston looked tired out there. I think she just looked a half a second slow to everything. She was missing a lot of easy layups. She was not catching the ball in a lot of situations. She was traveling a lot to start the year. So I think it's good to see her straight away with the player development coach this year. And I do think if you can get the Fever players, they're going to improve. You're going to improve year on year. Especially with the fact, like, Aliyah Boston's younger than Paige Beckers. Like, people don't realize, like, oh, you know, she's coming into her third year, she's becoming a vet. She's younger than Paige Beckers. She's younger than Van Lith. She's nearly 2 years younger than Sedona Prince. She is a super, super young player. She's just turned 23 years old. And you've got a potential for, like, for Aliyah and Caitlin to improve together. And the fact is, you've got a really, really good, I think you've got a coach who has a track record of improving players. And you've got, like, Aliyah Boston, who is already here working out, who is already out here trying to get better with the coaches, which is good. And the good thing is that you're seeing players working with team development coaches. Like, these players have more than enough money to go and bring their own people. You're seeing them trust the team coaches. And even with Caitlin Clark, you saw her having Stephanie White at the session, because obviously Stephanie White's a point guard. For a point guard workout. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I do think we've got a really, really nice team coming in next year with Indiana. I think with Aliyah, with Caitlin, with whether or not Kelsey's there. And if Kelsey's not there, they're going to get a king's ransom for Kelsey. Like, I can guarantee you the Indiana Fever team, with or without Kelsey Mitchell, is going to be better this year than last year. I really hope it's with Kelsey Mitchell, but you just never know. She might just want to leave. And if she wants to leave, unfortunately, I don't think there's anything Indiana can do to convince her. Like, I think this is a case where it's like, she knows she's the first priority. She knows that Indiana want to keep her. She has no hard feelings towards Indiana, but she might just want to leave. And it's not going to be anything about winning. Like, she might just want to be out of Indiana. And that's fine. That's fine. But I can guarantee you that the Fever can get an all-star level player and a pick for Kelsey Mitchell. She's that level player. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys.